there's two different types of forms for circles, and the first one that we're going to talk about is standard form. It's got x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where hk is the center and r is the radius. And this is the most basic one. It's really easy. When I'm asked to write an equation of the circle with a center at 4, 5 and a radius of 2, all I have to do is say x minus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals my radius squared, so that's going to be 2 squared. And then all I would do is just clean that up a little bit and just make it look a little nicer. X minus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 4. Next problem I got looks a little uglier. It's got a negative in there and it's got a radical in there. That's okay. Got x minus negative 6 squared plus y minus 7 squared, forgot my parentheses there, equals square root of 5 squared. And two negatives right here, we're going to have x plus 6 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals square root of 5 squared is just 5. Big thing to notice is that it's just going to be the opposite of here. So if this is negative 6, this is positive 6. If this is positive 7, it's going to be negative 7. The general form of circle is a little bit uglier. It's got this ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus c equals 0. So given the same kind of information that I was with standard form, I have a center and a radius. So what I need to do first is write it in standard form. And so I'm going to say x minus 3 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 25. So that would be 5 squared. And then I have to expand it. So x minus 3 squared, I need to rewrite this as x minus 3 times x minus 3 plus y plus 1 times y plus 1 equals 25. And then I'm just going to FOIL each of these. So first outer inner last right here, and then first outer inner last right here. So that's x squared minus 3x plus 9 plus y squared plus 1y plus 1y plus 1 equals 25. And then I'm going to combine my like terms. So those are some like terms right there. Those are some like terms. And then the 9 and the 1 right there. And then I'm going to kind of use a little bit of strategy here and go ahead and make it x squared, xy, and then the constant. So I've got x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 2y plus 10 equals 25. And that seems like we're almost done. You know, like we're done, but we're almost there. So we got to take this 25 over here. Minus 25. Got to have it equal 0 on one side. So I got x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 2y minus 15 equals 0. And then I can write my a, b, c, d, e just to make sure I'm done. So I got a is this first coefficient, b is 1, c is negative 6, d is 2, and e is negative 15. How in the world could I ever rewrite a circle in general form and a circle in standard form? That just doesn't really make sense right there. That looks like pretty difficult stuff there. How will we ever do this? I'm not sure we can. I won't be able to sleep tonight if you don't tell me. Please, if there's any way to do this, please just tell me. I can't take it anymore. I have to know. Stop typing stupid random cliche sayings and tell me you're already my least favorite teacher. Cut the... Notice there's a ... right there. No other words there. Okay. Here you go. Calm down. Here you go. In order to go from this ugly thing right here to this standard form, you got to complete the square. Woo! So excited. I know, get excited. I'm pumped just thinking about the opportunity to get to further your completing the square skills by converting circles from general to standard form. Get turned up, brosif. Make sure you pronounce that T right there, okay? Turned abrasive. Okay, here you go. Gonna convert this into standard form. That looks pretty ugly. First thing I do when I complete the square, I take the constant over. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to strategically put the x's together and the y's together. So I'm going to have x squared plus 10x. I'm going to leave a little space just like I do when I complete the square, plus y squared plus 12y, leave a little space, equals negative 52. And what I'm going to end up doing is just completing the square twice, once with the x's, once with the y's. So half of 10 is 5. 5 squared is 25. What you do to one side, you have to do the other side. Half of 12 is 6. 6 squared is 36. Okay, so I'm left with x squared now plus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 12y plus 36 equals, what is that? 50, 61, is that 9? That's convenient. All right, so now I'm going to factor this. And I'm going to factor this. So what adds to give me 10 and multiplies to give me 25? It's going to be the same number each time, and if you've watched the complete the square video, you know that it is this number right here each time. So we've got x plus 5 and x plus 5. This one will be y plus 6, y plus 6. 6 plus 6 gives me 12, and 6 times 6 gives me 36. And then I can rewrite this like this, x plus 5 squared plus y plus 6 squared equals 9. And that's standard form right there. And that may be all it asks you to do. It could ask you to find the center. The center is negative 5, negative 6, and the radius is going to be the square root of this, which is 3. The next one looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit more intimidating just because it's shorter. There's no y term there, but it actually ends up being a little bit easier for us. So same kind of steps. I'm going to take this 56 over here, and I'm going to get my x's together, x squared plus 18x, leave a little space, plus y squared. And there's a couple things you could do here. You could make this plus 0y and then take half of 0, and 0 squared is 0, and then end up adding 0. But you're going to end up with y minus 0 or y plus 0 down here in the end. I like just leaving it as y squared, so we're going to leave it there, negative 56. And so half of 18 is 9. 9 squared is 81. What you do to one side, you got to do the other side. One mistake that I find students make is that when this is a negative number, they punch it in their calculator and they end up with negative 81, and then they do negative 81 over here, and they end up trying to take a square root over here, and it just gets really ugly really quickly. Make sure that when you add this number over here, you're adding 81, because whenever you square something, it's going to be positive right here. So right here I can factor, that's x plus 9, x plus 9, plus y squared equals 25. And that would be x plus 9 squared plus y squared equals 25. And that's it. That's in standard form. You could write this like this if you so desired, but I don't so desire. So I really like this form the best. And if you're asked to find the center of that, then the center is going to be negative 9, 0, and your radius is going to be 5.